Hello and welcome. It is time for a speaker breakdown. And in this episode, we critique one Alfredo James Pacino and his passionate locker room speech on any given Sunday. So, what can we learn from Al Pacino giving a speech? Let's find out. By the way, my name's Yvonne. If you're here for the first time, this whole channel is dedicated to showing you amazing speeches, telling you what they're doing right, what they could do even better, and teaching you tactics so that you can learn from the greats. So let's go. Okay, so there's 5 major things that Al Pacino does in this speech that we can take to make our presentations much more effective. Let's break them down and then let's look at some examples. Number 1, emotional roller coasters. Watch Al's energy at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes for the biggest battle of our professional lives.
So it's very low energy, right? And he's kind of beaten and broken, right? Let's watch him a little bit down the road.
1/2 a step too late or too early.
Getting a little more energetic.
1/2 second too slow, too fast. You don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. That's what
Way more energy. And then finally, goes back down.
now.
So you see the emotional roller coaster? A lot of times as speakers, we feel like we have to start with like a ton of energy, be the most energetic person. But if you start at a 10, where are you going to go afterward? Down. So instead, you start with a little bit of energy and then you build it up. Now, most of us will build up and end on the high, but the next level is going up and down, up and down, up and down. So Al goes low, builds it up super high, and then brings it back down again, but not as low as before. And what he's doing is he's transferring his energy to the crowd so that at the very end, after he peaks and they get super excited, he doesn't need to be excited anymore because now the crowd is excited. Number 2, but what do we mean by a theme? Well, one of the things that he does in his presentation is he brings up this concept of inches. Watch how many times he brings up this underlining concept of inches to tie all the ideas together.
Inch by inch, play by play.
So that's the first time he brings up inches. But watch, as we get into the speech and as the energy builds, he keeps bringing up this concept of the inch. You just got to go inch by inch. Watch.
We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
There it is again.
Life's this game of inches.
There it is again.
Football.
So he keeps bringing up, that's 3 times he's brought up inches.
1/2 a step too late or too early. And you don't.
Right there, the 1/2 a step too late, too early. That's an allusion to the inches.
The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Now notice, he's brought up inches yet again, but now his energy's going up.
They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. This team, we fight for that inch.
And now the energy is going up, and now we're fighting for inches. That's like the 4th, and I think the 5th time he's brought it up. Now watch how it starts getting quicker. He's going to bring up inches more and more often with more and more energy. And this theme is going to build.
For that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the fucking difference between winning and losing.
And you see, out of nowhere, this underlining theme ties in the whole speech, brought up casually, then with more frequency as the energy builds up. So what's your theme? What's the one small little concept that you can repeat throughout your presentation? So number 3, personal story of failure. A lot of times we tell these personal stories and it's to show how good we've done, how we've overcome obstacles, right? But vulnerability is underrated when you're giving a speech. Now, it doesn't always have to be this emotional, but sometimes talking about your failures and not trying to make them accomplishments makes you look more sincere. And in this speech, he's trying to motivate his team. So what's he doing? He's talking about his failures unapologetically, and he's not trying to convert them into something that is a positive. Watch.
I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me.
Now notice something. This is not at the beginning, it's in the middle. So it's also adding this element of uncertainty because we were talking about the game and building inches, but now he's jumping back into a personal moment. So he's taking us on a little tangent in his speech. And those little tangents add uncertainty, add curiosity, and interest.
And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches.
It's so impactful, isn't it? And the lesson is, don't be afraid to tell stories of failure or stories that make you look vulnerable, because that builds the trust from your audience. Nothing is more insincere than trying to make it sound like you're always winning. That's what every con man on Instagram does. I'm just so good at everything, right? Vulnerability equals trust. Number 4, dichotomies. Constantly comparing this with that. We either do this or we do that. You can go up or you can go down. These dichotomies add so much power because they're forcing people in their head to make a choice, which brings us to leaving them with a challenge. In this case, it's a question, but it's a question that challenges his audience to make a decision. Watch. Okay, so right here, he's had his theme. The inches have gone throughout the presentation. He's taking them on an emotional roller coaster. He's shown vulnerability. He's used all these dichotomies, and watch how he ends.
What are you going to do?
And that's it. That's all he needed. Instead of trying to be inspirational, he threw it back at them. So in your next presentation, which one of these tactics will you use? Thanks for watching Speaker Breakdown. Like and follow.